This past weekend at Santa Rosa Junior College, two esteemed members of the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame, Chris Mullin and Phil Jackson, addressed a crowd of coaches, players, and parents to discuss the inner game. The inner game is what sports psychologist and former Warriors team counselor Tom Mitchell describes as the spiritual nature of sports, overcoming challenges, and the essence of teamwork.
Phil Jackson was in town with a groundbreaking ceremony with the Sonoma Mountain Zen Center, and they asked me if I might be interested in putting on a small community event with Phil and Chris Mullin, and I decided it would be a good gesture.
Mitchell spent 20 years at Santa Rosa JC as a sports psychology professor and head basketball coach, all while working 14 years in the NBA. During that time, he developed a close relationship with Chris Mullin and even co-authored the book Inner Game Basketball with the five-time All-Star.
The book that we wrote together was really conversations that we had over the years. Little did I know he was jotting them down. And a lot of them were my experiences playing for different coaches, different teammates.
For the last 17 years, I've been picking Chris's brain and tapping into that wealth of information that he quietly has, and I captured it. And it's mostly for kids, but I think parents can get something out of it too.
The basic premise of the inner game is to learn how playing against the best brings out your personal best. Phil Jackson, nicknamed the Zen Master for his own spiritual philosophy, discussed the nature of sports and how Zen has impacted his philosophy in coaching and in life.
I was able to use some of the precepts or the concepts in a book called Sacred Hoops. About 20 years ago, I wrote this book, and Roshi became, the Roshi that's up here at Mount Sonoma, became interested in my terminology and some of the things I talked about. And so he made every effort to find me. In one Sacramento game, he asked to come down and see me. And so we started a friendship about 20 years ago. And so I've come here a few times to see it.
It's funny how as years go on, who would ever thought me and Phil Jackson would be sitting here in Santa Rosa, but yet there's a connection way back before he even knew who I was. I was sitting watching him.
It's probably why this event is important today. If someone would have went to you at 19 and started talking Zen, you would have probably thought, what are you talking about?
Yeah, if someone walked up to me in Brooklyn on Flatbush Avenue and brought that topic up, we would have ran away.
Spiritual teacher Jakusho Kwong-Roski was also on hand to share his relationship with Phil Jackson and how he teaches ordinary Zen in everyday life.
If someone told me it was written in the stars that these two planets, Saturn and Cancer, are in sync. And when we first moved up to the mountain 37 years ago, it was about the same time. And the planets represent vision, determination, regeneration, and dedication. So we're at the same place again, but I'm 40 years older now, and we're just starting right now, the beginning. I was kind of interested in him because they call him the NBA Zen Master, so I had a chance to meet him. It's great.
Sort of basketball and leadership and spirituality mixed, and my job, hope I can pull it off, is to sort of weave it together.
The speaking event was a success with proceeds going to benefit the Sonoma Mountain Zen Center. For more information, go to innergamebasketball.com. I'm R.C. Davis for Warriors TV.